All right. Well, then let's move on to another interesting roster construction. We got Team USA. Do you have anything right off the top that you feel like you need to address?
Yeah, the big one. I mean, Charlie Stramel obviously not making the team. And like before the year started, I would have told you that the only way this kid isn't on this roster is if he has the exact start to the season that he had. Doesn't help, obviously, that he
Missing the
immediately
first
got
like
injured.
8 games.
Well, he missed like 4 or 5, yeah.
Oh.
So like obviously got hurt, came back, and like just has not looked the same. Like I don't think he's necessarily been like bad, but you look at some of the other kids in that class that are playing college hockey right now, play unbelievably well. They were always going to make the team. But like Stramel kind of was just a kid that this would have been his third or fourth tournament, which is crazy. Like not a whole lot of players make that many fucking World Juniors teams. Like he's a shoe-in bottom 6 guy with skill, plays hard, adds an element that really not a whole lot of teams at the World Juniors, at least teams that are vying for the gold medal, have. And this was the only way he wasn't making this roster was if this exact start to the season went down. And I feel bad for the kid, but
Yeah.
I mean, that just gives him more time, I guess, just to kind of like focus on getting his game back at Wisconsin now. He's not going to go, man, could have gone the other way too, where he goes to the World Juniors and gets a ton of like success, plays a role, gets his confidence back. But I don't know. It was one of those things like, yeah, you kind of saw it coming. So like before the season started, you would have been shocked if he wasn't going to make this team. But as the last few weeks went on, and it was just like, I'd now be surprised if he did end up making fucking roster.
Yeah, right.
So
You'd be equally shocked now if he did.
yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's kind of, it was just like flipped completely. But
Yeah.
you know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, got his first goal. So you know, he's got that going for him. But yeah, I mean, I just feel bad for the kid. But fortunately, he has played in a few World Juniors, so it's not like he's missed out on the experience totally. But I don't know. I just, it sucks. Like,
Yeah.
part of it, like so much of it too, like just the past year and a half, like there has been so much shit that's been completely out of his control too. Like
not being 25.
Yeah. He makes the jump as an 18-year-old into college hockey on a very, very bad team, terrible environment. Like, then he gets hurt as Wisconsin's lighting it up while he's out. Comes back, they lose a couple more games. Like, it's just, there has been a whole lot that's just like been out of his control, and it sucks. I just feel bad for the kid. But
Yeah.
This obviously, though, the other day, it's one World Juniors tournament that he's just not going to. It's not gonna. It's not like something that's like career altering. So
it's not like Carson Lambos where he'll never make the team now because of it.
Yeah, now it's over. It's clearly everything's terrible. Well, it's just not going to work out.
How tight are BC fans' butt cheeks clenched, knowing that like they're going to have a tough stretch if they have any games there before World Juniors is up?
Yeah.
Or if any of them gets hurt.
They're like, we just got named one in the country. But one kid, dude, for USA, one kid on USA that I'm for 2024, Zeev Buyum out of Denver. This kid is a fucking stud. He's so goddamn good, and it's so fun to watch. And he's been unbelievable for Denver this year as a fucking 17.
Shit, he is one of very few draft eligibles for this year that made it.
Yep.
2 for this year, 1 for next year.
I think he could legitimately play like a big role on this back end. Like, he just gives you a little bit of everything, and he can move. Like, he's just such a good player. I think he's got a legit high ceiling. So he's a very, very exciting defenseman in a draft class that's loaded with a lot of real good defensemen. So that would be that's one that I'm excited to see what kind of role he actually ends up getting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and obviously there's still a lot to sort out for who even makes it, because like that blue line is something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's
and like coming into the year too, it was like, yeah, USA is going to be loaded up front. The back band's going to be a problem, but like the more I look at it now, it's like it's not the best blue line at this tournament, but like it's a fun blue line, and they've got some real good like potential with like combinations. Like, dude, Ryan Chesley is fucking unbelievable, dude. He's so good.
Him and Rinzel should both be there.
Yeah.
Like Gophers should realistically have 4 players there too. Yeah, Hudson will for sure be there. But gotta give a shout out though to Bemidji State University representative.
Yeah, Eric both. Yeah, he's an interesting player, man. He's not like a super like high end guy, but he's fucking mean, and he is a like excellent fucking like just defensive shutdown guy. So I like we'll see if he ends up making that roster.
It's a need to be the 6th or 7th defenseman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, the real one that we gotta dig into a little bit here, and you know, I'm certainly not better. I never hold a grudge. Did Team USA pass on Yzerman because they were worried he'd try and like transfer to Canada?
Yeah, it's like actually
from USA and go to Canada. I don't know.
I'm out. That's it. I've had enough. This is bullshit. I love transfer. I just like telling people I'm going somewhere else. This is cool.
That's just real fun. Yeah. Like, how is he not on this roster? And like, if we're gonna be real,
again, it's real fucking hard. Like, if USA's blue line had as many like elite high end guys as like Canada, like a guy like Z Williams not making that fucking team, like it is unbelievably difficult to make a fucking World Juniors team as a 17-year-old draft eligible.
Right. But again, this is
and I mean, I'll tell you, like Yzerman. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would assume that they would just look at it and say, well, we've got these other guys. Like, I mean, they have fucking from this past the forward group, anyways. From this past draft, they've got how many? So like top 20 draft eligible or 20 guys that went top 20.
Okay, riddle me this then. Why is James Hagens in over him?
I maybe just fills a role more so than like an Yzerman. Like, I mean, you look at Yzerman, sniper. You've got Snuggerud there. You've got like, let me pull it up again. I have to actually pull the whole thing up. Like, you've got Cutter Gauthier. You've got. See, why am I? Oh, God damn it! Now I'm frozen.
Are you?
I was making a sick point. I promise. It was a really good point. Everyone should just believe it. I'm just sitting here like an idiot, looking at this. The fucking, like the rolling, like stupid circus. Fucking
the spinning circle, the pinwheel.
Oh God, it drives me insane. There we go. But I think with Yzerman, especially like a tournament like this, with how USA likes to deploy their forwards too, he's a bit of a one-trick pony for this tournament. Like, I think they've got a bunch of forwards that have played a bunch of these World Juniors, and he's not a center at all. So you look at like James Hagens, who's legit high end for was it 20? What year is this?
He's 25 draft eligible.
Yeah, 25. He's going to be flirting with, he's a shoe-in top 5 pick right now. But, again, we'll see if he does end up making this. I think he probably does end up making the team. But, again, you're looking at like a center there too. Like, so I think he fills more role or potential roles than a guy like Cole Yzerman.
All right, fair enough. Do you think that with kind of the up and down shaky year that we've seen from Oliver Moore so far, like, is he a guy that you expect to make this team, or is he kind of questionable?
I think I'm like a 50-50 guy for me, probably. Like, if he has a real good camp, he makes it. If he's just okay. He's not a shoe-in, that's for sure.
So if he plays really good, he'll make it, and if he doesn't, he won't. Gotcha. This is the analysis they come to us for.
That's why people stay for an hour and a half. There's no one that's making it this far. No chance.
No, hey, shout out John Robinson. We know you're still here.
He's been tuned in for days. He hasn't gone to work. He's waiting for.
Oh no, he's probably screaming at us right now that this isn't live, and we deserve it. Yeah. But yeah, you didn't even tell anyone why it was that we didn't stream, did you?
Oh yeah, I lost power randomly. By the way, well, we would usually record, and I told Bob, so when you lose power, usually the power company sends an email out, which by the way is very funny. Like in my head, if they send an email out, or at least it would have been like before the days of like smartphones, like for they sending out emails, like these fuckers will get this in a couple days.
Yeah, they'll see this once the power's back.
Hey, power outage in your area, just a heads up. Fuck you. Fuck off. No reply email. You can't reply to it. No, but with the email that we got to explain it was like the way I read it basically was like, yeah, you guys lost power. Wasn't that crazy? Anyways, your power's back. Like that's the explanation. That's what happened. And I just read it. I was like, fair enough. We did, I mean, 0 incorrect statements. They were not wrong whatsoever. We did lose power. It was pretty crazy. And then now it is back. So 3 for 3. Anyways, that's why we're not live yesterday, aka 2 days ago.
And the Wild are definitely not losing 1-0 tonight / yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
While out shooting like 11-4. But yeah, all right. Interesting. I mean, anyone else that you feel inclined to talk about either as a snub or just an interesting player on this list? Because, I mean, for me, Jimmy Snuggerud is just going to absolutely dominate this tournament. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be...
Is he their best forward, or who do you look right now and say, like, this is the guy that's going to pace the team?
What?
Among the forwards for Team USA, like, who do you look at as being the guy that's going to pace the team?
I look at, like, the one that I would expect would be, like, a guy like Cutter Gauthier. Like,
I figured he was the other guy worth noting there. And maybe...
Yeah, I was going to say...
Nazar could be fun, too.
So I was just about to bring up, that's what I'm really excited, because he got hurt right before this fucking tournament last year.
I know, it kind of confused me when I looked and there wasn't a hashtag next to his name for being on the roster last year. I'm like, wait, he wasn't on the team? Really?
Yeah, he got hurt literally, like, I can't remember if it was... Oh, yeah, no, someone else. Someone else also got sick. And that's why they... Oh, no, that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years. Sorry, that was 2 years ago. It was Beecher. But yeah, no, I'm so excited to see Nazar play, because he was probably a top 3 player at that summer camp this past, like their the summer showcase that they do. That's their World Juniors camp. And he is, I think, because he was hurt so much last year, people kind of forgot just how legit Frank Nazar is. So I am very excited to see him get his chance at this fucking tournament. Yeah, of course he is.
Gross. Dude, 1, 2, 3, 4 Chicago players on this roster. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Joke.